So very good morning. Welcome back to our EV channel. Today we are going to discuss the remaining parameters of an electric vehicle. So coming to the next parameter, the next parameter is EV. What is meant by EV? Electric vehicle. So the shortcut of EV is nothing but electric vehicle. Basically, a electric vehicle uses a motor. To propel this motor, we require the help of an battery. So with the help of motor and battery, our EV will try to move forward. Moving forward is called propulsion. Okay, an electric vehicle use how many components to propel? So first one is motor. To run this motor, you require an battery which can store the DC supply. The combination of these two is called as an drivetrain. So EV is also called as drivetrain. Okay. Coming to the next one, ICE. I think you will be continuously listening this word. All the petrol vehicles as well as diesel vehicles are called as ICE. What is ICE? Internal combustion engine. So combustion means if you burn something else, is called combustion. What is this internal combustion engines? If you take petrol and diesel, what you are going to do? So petrol and diesel will be there. You are going to compress that petrol and diesel. Automatic, what will happen? The burning will start place. That's why, and it is happening not external. It is happening inside the engine. That's why it is called internal burning engines or internal combustion engines. These are called with the name ICE, internal combustion engines. So what an IC engine use generally? Your bikes, cars, what they use? They use petrol or they use diesel or the latest use compressed natural gas to propel the vehicle. If you use battery and motor, then what kind of vehicle it is called? Electric vehicle. If you use petrol and diesel, what kind of vehicle we are going to call it as? Internal combustion vehicles. Okay, so our intention is to replace this IC engine with our electrical engineering, where it is called electric vehicle. So later on we will discuss the speed, power and torque characteristics. All the parameters of an IC engine will be available to our electric vehicle. How it is possible, we will discuss in the upcoming classes. Next one, sir, what is the definition of an horsepower or what is the need of an horsepower? Generally, horsepower is nothing but the measurement of engine or motor output power. Okay, so what the output of in our motor? What is meant by motor? Input is electrical, output is mechanical. So output, what it is going to give? Some mechanical power it is going to give, or the maximum power it is going to give, that we are going to represent in British horsepower. Okay, or we are going to represent in terms of what? Kilowatts. Okay, so what is the relationship between 1 kilowatt and horsepower? Okay, we have the basic formula. So 1 HP is equal to how many watts? 746 watts. So here only you can see here 75% is there. How many times you have to multiply to make it 1000? So this is 75% plus 35%. I mean, if you multiply with 25%, then automatically it is converted into 100. So that we are writing it as 1 is 746, 3.4 is nothing but remaining 25%. Therefore, how to write down 1 kilowatt of power rating of our electrical motor is? So this is the measurement of electrical power rating of an electric motor. Why? Because in an EV, what we are having? A motor. What is the rating of the motor? It may be expressed in British horsepower. 1 British horsepower is equal to 746 watts, or you want to express kilowatts in BHP. So 1 BHP is equal to, 1 kilowatt is equal to 1.34 BHP. So now why I multiplied this 1.34, what is 1 horsepower? 746 watts. Then automatically this is how many watts? 1000 watts. 1000 watts you can write down it as how much? 1 kilowatt. Is it clear? It's very simple and logic. 1 HP means how many watts? 746. In 1000, 746 is already completed. How much is left? Remaining 25%. How to write down the 25% is the 746 and 750 I am writing it as 1. How many times I have to add? 0.3 times. That's why I am adding plus 0.34 times. I am multiplying with how many watts? So what is 1 HP? 746 watts. When you multiply it, this is equal to how many watts? 1000 watts. So 1 kilowatt is equal to 1.34 times horsepower. So that is the relationship between 1 horsepower and 1 kilowatt. Or you can use the basic. This is basic. Why? Because it is nowhere related with 1000 watts. It is just related. 1 HP is equal to 746 watts. And next, sir, what is 1 kilowatt hour? This is very basic question. So kilowatt hour, sir, what is 1 kilowatt hour means? This is how many units an electric vehicle will consume for an full charge. Okay, sir, how to understand what is this 1 kilowatt hour? So I can say that in electrical engineering, what is meant by 1 watt means if 1000 watts of energy is consumed in a time duration of 1 hour. In a time duration of 1 hour. So I am having a 1000-watt load, and this 1000-watt load is operated for how many hours? 1 hour. Okay, so therefore 1000 watts in operated for a time of how many hours? 1 hour. So 1000 into 1 is how much? 1000 watt hour. So this 1000 I can write down it as K. So this is called as 1 kilowatt hour. Is nothing but 1 unit of energy consumption. For example, our electric vehicles are designed in the fashion of 3.3 kWh. Sir, what is the meaning of what is the next example you take? Our Ola electric vehicle, it is of 3.3 kilowatt hour. What is the meaning? So 3.3 kilowatt hour to run 110 kilometers. What is the meaning of this? Our electric vehicle will consume how many units? 3.3 units to make it as an fully charged from 0%, and it can run for how many kilometers? 110 kilometers. If you make the electric vehicle 100% charge, so it can move from 0 to 110 kilometers. On how many units it is going to consume? 3.3. That is how to measure the number of units consumed by an electric vehicle. So what is the meaning of 1 kilowatt hour? Very simple. You see here, 1 kilowatt hour. So 1 k means what? 1000 watts. This is very simple to understand. So 1000 watts of power is consumed for a duration of 1 hour. 1000 watts of power is consumed for a duration of 1 hour. Then it is called as a 1 kilowatt hour, where this is called abbreviated as 1 unit of electricity consumption. Okay, so this is an example how to understand. So every electric vehicle has its own battery size, has its own charging time. Okay, so this electric vehicle will consume 3.3 units to run how many kilometers? 110 kilometers. Now coming to the electric vehicle energy consumption, this is defined as ratio of number of units consumed to the 100 miles. Sir, why we are all the time referring to miles? All the foreign authors who has been written these books, in foreign countries we don't have kilometers, they have only miles. Therefore 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometer. So here they'll ask you number of units of electricity consumed to run how many miles? 100 miles. So what is the meaning of 100 miles? 100 into 1.6, which is nothing but 160 kilometer. To run an electric vehicle for 160 kilometer, how many units of electricity you require? That is called 1 kilowatt hour. Okay, so here this is an example. Let us try to take one more example. Ola S18. So this is the latest vehicle released in 2024. So coming to this specification, how this electricity consumption it is going to make. It is going to consume 4 kilowatt hour. The battery capacity is how much here? 4 kilowatt hour. What is meant by 4 kilowatt hour? 4 kilowatt hour means it is going to consume 4 units of electricity to run how many kilometers? 160 kilometers. This is how an EV manufacturer specify the energy consumption made by their electric vehicle. So that's why you should be very clear while you study the parameters of an electric vehicle. All these parameters or the specifications of an electric vehicle. When you are going to buy an electric vehicle, so the manufacturer or the salesperson will ask, sir, what you actually require? You require high performance, or you require mileage, or you require high build quality or high efficiency. What you require? If you want high speed, then they'll recommend you to go with the PMSM motors. So like Ather. So Ather offers PMSM motors. So at low speed, they offer high torque. Our Ola also of same design. So some of the vehicles come with the PMSM motors. Okay. So at low speed also, they can give high torque. So they can reach around 40 to 50 kilometers per hour only in 4 seconds. Then we have to use those performance based vehicle. Some vehicles are there, they will run only for 40 kilometers per hour. Those are called mileage based electric vehicle without any. Next one, next specification is miles per gallon equivalent. It's very important. Sir, what is MPGA? Okay, MPGA means miles per gallon equivalent. Sir, what is this MPGA? So this MPGA was formulated by Environmental Protection Agency. So we have an in foreign countries we have some agencies to take care about the health of an electric vehicle, or what should be the specifications of an electric vehicle. So that was formulated by Environmental Protection Agency. It is called as MPGE. MPGE. Sir, what is this MPGE means? So what is the meaning is, here we are going to compare for 1 gallon of petrol, what is the mileage offered by an electric vehicle. So this gives a relationship between a petrol vehicle in comparison with electric vehicle. Then you can take a decision which is feasible. Generally, we have been done a lot of videos to understand the economics of an electric vehicle. So, but in foreign countries, we don't have like this to explain. They directly define it one by one parameter. What is the name of that parameter? Miles per gallon equivalent. This will give the economics of that electric vehicle in comparison with an IC engine. So that conversion is 3.37 kilowatt hour is equal to 1 gallon of petrol. So what is 1 gallon of petrol? In our Indian standards, 1 gallon of petrol is nothing but 4.5 liters of petrol or diesel. Okay, so 4.5 liters is equal to, in foreign countries, 1 gallon. So now that is equal to 3.3. What is 1 kilowatt? I mean 1 kilowatt hour, 1 unit. Okay, so 33 units. 33 units is equal to 4.5 into, so 1 liter of petrol will run for how many kilometers? So here we have 4.5 liters. 1 liter of petrol is equal to how many kilometers? Maximum will take Splendor IC engine. 1 liter it will run for how many kilometers? 60 kilometers. Now 4.5 into 6 is how much? 250 kilometers. Our best electric vehicle in India is Splendor Plus. It can run for 60 kilometers per 1 liter, and it can offer how many kilometers? 250 kilometers, which is called 1 gallon of petrol. Okay, now compare our electric vehicle. So our electric vehicle are consuming how many units? 33 units. Coming to the basic thumb rule, so our electric vehicles generally to run 100 kilometers, what is the energy consumption they are going to make is 3 units. I want to calculate for 1 unit. How to calculate for 1 unit? So for 100 kilometers, how much? 100 kilometers divided by 3. So 100 by 3 is how much? 33. So 1 unit of electricity will make us to run how many kilometers? 33 kilometers. Now that's why 1 unit of electricity will make us to run how many kilometers? 33 kilometers. So 33 into 33, when you multiply, this is nothing but 1100 kilometers is equal to 250 kilometers. So what you can compare, what is the ratio? 1000 by 4 is equal to 230. Okay, so when you buy an electric vehicle, the per kilometer is reduced by how many times? 1 by 4 times the cost is reduced what you invest on an petrol. So for 4 gallons of petrol consumption, it is going to run only how many kilometers? 250 kilometers. But our electric vehicle is running for how many kilometers? 110 kilometers for same petrol consumption. Okay, so if you take it overall, so the running cost of petrol is decreased how many times? 1 by 4 times. How many times? 1 by 4 times if you buy an electric vehicle, when you compare with an IC engine. For example, if you take IC engine, how many times extra it will take? 4 times extra per kilometer. So that's why 250 into 4 is approximately is equal to 1000 kilometers. Now what is the recommendation as per MPGA? MPGE will give you the financial calculation or economics of what is the mileage or the running cost operated per kilometer. Okay, generally already we have done our calculation in the Indian standards. The maximum all IC engine, the best IC engine can offer how many? So the best IC engine will offer how many? 2 rupees per kilometer. On our average, all our electric vehicles are consuming 1 by 10th. Only it takes 20 pice. How much pice? 20 pice per kilometer. All our electric vehicle on our average will run for an running cost of how much? 20 paisa per kilometer. But petrol vehicles will run for 2 rupees per kilometer. How many times it is reduced? How many times it is reduced? 1 by 10. Okay, so when you buy an electric vehicle, 1 by 10th of the cost is reduced. Okay, so 1 by 10th of the cost is reduced when you buy an electric vehicle in comparison with an IC engine. So as per this economics, what is the best electric vehicle you can buy? It's electric vehicle or IC engine? What is the best choice? IC engine or electric vehicle? Which one? Electric vehicle. Your cost is reduced 1 by 10 times. Okay, that's what in foreign countries we have the analysis which is called MPG. Next one, range. So what is the range of an electric vehicle? Generally people will ask, to buy an electric vehicle, they will ask what is the range of your electric vehicle. This is nothing but the number of miles or the number of kilometers an electric vehicle can travel from a given 100% charge. When you are leaving your home, what is the amount of charging available in the battery? 100%. So from 100 to become it as 0, it has to run for how many kilometers? 110 kilometers. So when you make the battery full and the battery to become 0, it can be driven for how many kilometers? 110 kilometers, where 110 kilometers is called as the range of our electric vehicle. Okay, are able to understand? So every electric vehicle is designed as per the range. First point, when you go to the showroom, what you have to ask is, what is the range of this electric vehicle? What they will say is, the range of this electric vehicle is 110. This is for normal TVS iQ. If you take for Ather, it can run for 160 kilometers. The latest Ather, they are running for 180 kilometers. So based on your number of range, the cost will change, battery size will change, and the performance also will be changing. Okay, so and this range will be offered only in eco mode. Eco mode means normal mode. If you try to run in sports mode, automatically this will be reduced to 90. If you run in hyper mode, it will be reduced to 80. So why? Because speed will increase. If the speed is increased, power and torque to be supplied to the motor is increased, automatically battery will discharge. Okay, so the range will be changing depending upon the type of mode you operate. Okay, eco mode, sports mode, hyper mode. Okay, so that is what defined as range of electric. What is meant by range of electric vehicle? The number of kilometers an electric vehicle can travel from full charge to 0% of charging is called the range of an electric vehicle.